There we go. Start with that drawing. See how that goes. It's going to be a pointy beaked duck. Very pointy beaked duck. Like I think he eats ducks. I don't know. I eat ducks, so I can't really say anything. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. Hopefully I didn't hit private. Who knows? Has this thing got fuel on it? Huh, I'll be darned. Apparently I didn't put no fuel in it. I thought they were all fueled up and ready to go. That's what happens I get for thinking, right? Yeah, and if it's empty on fuel, it's empty on oil, so. Ah, man. Well, I hosed you guys. Gotta wait for me to put some fuel in this baby. It's just life sometimes. Sometimes we deal with dumb people. Like me. Poor you. Man, I'm about out of fuel, but I can make more. That probably ain't a problem. I got plenty of it sitting there for sure. Check the oil on this baby real quick. I'm sure it needs some, and I gotta open up a new jug, get some work done. Maybe I should turn the camera over to me over here jacking around putting oil in salt. I should have had it ready. I thought I had everything filled up and ready to go. Apparently I was out here carving and didn't realize it or something. I don't know. That's just life. It's the way it goes. You can't get everything right. At least I can't. Maybe you guys can. If that's the case, give me some pointers. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. She'll run now. I guarantee it. What do you think? How much longer am I got to pull on this thing? How's that looking? Not looking very good. There we go. Be sure and hit that like button if you haven't hit the like already. Hey, Roy, what's going on? Glad to see you, buddy. All right. careful right there. Take too much of that off, it'll end up being a heronless heron, right? All right, guys, hit that like button. Appreciate y'all being there. Let's see if I can move that up there just a little bit more. I look pretty good. Not too good, not too bad. Somewhere in the middle. Okay. All right. So we're still stuck in there a little bit. Funny to dig out. And then I got to take a big saw and cut some of this off first, but I kind of just want to get my form, get a little bit of it started. But that said, the more I dig into it, the more I'm like, I just need to whack this off about here. But I got to be careful not to get down too low because I want to have some like sawgrass coming up in there with him too. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll get a big saw and work this piece out a little bit. And I'm a 12. I got one over here that completely dull. So I keep hitting metal. I'm an idiot. Started to dig that head off. I don't want to lose my sawgrass opportunity, so I'm going to kind of just pick out a little bit of time. But I got this down to about 3 inches, so that'll make that a little bit easier to work out. You know how it is way down out south in the Everglades. You know what I mean? Where the Blackwater flows and the sawgrass waves. Hit that like button. Straight up, this is where it gets tense because pine, it's kind of pretty far apart. Your grain's pretty far apart, and those pieces just always have the chance of chipping, especially when you're using a chainsaw. But that said, I mean, if it chips, it chips. Y'all just be sure and hit the like. We'll do the rest. Okay. looking pretty good. Speaking of ducks, I only got up this morning. I actually got out of bed and I went down here to the creek and shot two. They come in right about 2-3 minutes after shooting light. And that was probably a problem, kind of the problem I have with these little rivers. You hunt these little rivers and the ducks come in before you can shoot. And that's all there is to it. You know, they always spook. They know you're there. They fly away. Good dog, big duck. I don't know why I like chipping that wood so much. They should have a competition, international wood chipping competition. See which chainsaw carver can chip the wood the furthest. Or stick it through a wall. That'd be even better. It'd be more entertaining that way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the form out, and then and actually I'm gonna change this a little bit and bring it down and swoop the tail down just a little bit more there. But I'm just trying to be careful to keep my sawgrass on this side. I want to have a little bit. Good shape team. Not too bad, not too good. Y'all be sure and hit the like. We'll keep on going. I'm going to start rounding him a little bit at a time. Let me pull this over here a little bit. I think it'll get me out of the way a little bit. Okay, let's find out. But anyway, we'll start rounding him a little bit. Not too bad, not too good. What do you guys think? Let's see. Heck yeah, we got 101 rubies. Hey, baby kisses, dad. Roy's works. What's going on? Or Roy's timber art technique. Sorry about that, Roy. Glad to see you guys. Heck yeah. He's looking pretty good so far. I'm having a good time with him. I don't have none of the wing detail drawn out or anything like that, but I just figure a little bit at a time, go ahead and work this guy in, and you know, to start rounding him out. I probably ought to do my sawgrass a little bit too, so I get a little idea where I'm going to put it. I'm just going to kind of wing it on that. But I wanted this time side to have some, and so we'll get that in there. These are pretty tight spots to try to cut, but it just is what it is. fuel. Hope y'all are doing pretty good. I'm having a good time. Hopefully you're having a good time. We're all having a good time. We're having a good time. All right. And that's the time. And hit the like button if you haven't already. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you had a heart at all, you'd hit it. Clickety, click, click, click. Right? Don't stop it. Rockin' here. Okay. So look, if you look this way, there's a fat guy. And he has a gas can. It's one of these things. Red. Got some stuff in it. You put it in this thing and somehow it likes it. I don't know why. Because you can get it to make noise. Yeah, that's a good time. I don't know. So I'm thumbing through YouTube the last couple days and just the same old, with one exception. And who would have guessed? Old Slick Willie. I mean, who's shocked? He was hanging out with that guy on the island. We'll remain nameless. Let's keep him nameless, I don't know what to call the deceased fella. But old Slick Willie, everybody knew he had a girlfriend named Monica in the White House. It was pretty messed up. I mean, are you really shocked? I'm not shocked. Now, we are in the era of fake news. And that's why I'm being quiet, being careful about what I say. Don't want to say too much. Don't really have a hat in it. There's all kinds of wild accusations going on out or everywhere about everything and everyone. I mean, even right now, even ducks are being investigated for being in places, and cows and everything else. So you just never know. Lots of fake news. That said, nobody's shocked. I'm not shocked. You're not shocked. I mean, whatever went on there. And it may not be true, but that said, it's plastered all over the YouTube. So, I mean, we're all like, yeah, where the smoker's fire. Yeah, that's true a lot of times, but not every time. But I'd say this time, I don't know. I mean, look, it's not our place to judge. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the like button. Appreciate you guys being here. Because there's a knot here. Actually, there's like a double knot here, a sap, and I could see that drying and that piece just popping right off. And that's okay. It's not like I can't put it back on, but I mean, I'd hate to get in a hurry and sell that thing and then, somebody ends up with something broken. I mean, it could happen, but we don't want it. fun. See, right now I just can't help it. I'm seeing Slick Willie sitting in a hot tub with a cigar, no less. We're no shocking. There's nothing shocking about any of this when it comes right down to it. And that's sad. Here, I'll spin around and show you. Right there. I'm fighting that knot. So, I guess without further ado, we'll get out another 20-inch again and cut that piece off. If it's going to fight, it's got to go. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, see the sticker? You guys know this guy? If you don't know this guy, you should know him. He's a pretty good dude. All right, pretty funny guy. Not too bad at all. All right, let's see what we got here. Dig out this tail. It's coming out all right. Not too bad. Not too bad. the wing detail ahead. I got to bring this in. But just put eyeballs on it a little bit at a time. I don't have a fine picture, like a finished picture. So I'm only going to go so far with it. Let's see what we got. Hey, somebody gave us something. What did we get here? Hey, thanks, baby kisses. You're so sweet. Guys, be sure to hit the like for that. That is awesome. I'm trying to do it too, if I can. There we go. Heck yeah. All right. Thanks, baby kisses. That's awesome. He's looking pretty good. I like the sawgrass. I'm good with that. The way it looks in the legs, same thing. I've got to clean some of this up here. And I'm just thinking through a heron. So the hair or the feathers kind of come down on the chest here. They kind of fluff over the wings. And so I want to try to facilitate that with the line and then give it some wing, give it a little bit of wing detail, a little bit of tail detail, a little bit at a time. But I won't finish it today because I need that picture. But that said, we'll get what we can get anyhow, right? But anyway, appreciate that. Heck yeah. All right. Thanks, baby kisses. Around because the way I need to go at that, you guys aren't going to be able to see me do it. But it's starting to look good. I'm liking it. Not too bad, not too good. Something like that, right? Yeah, something like that. That's a little too close there, isn't it? Back her up just a little bit. There we go. Okay. But she's coming out pretty good. Thought that camera placement because now I gotta start working it the other way. No shock, right? Let's see. There we go. Set her back in there again. Not looking too bad. Not looking too good. Heck yeah. Okay. wing swoop. But it's the same thing here. You get this over carrying of feathers, and yeah, I better cut that in too, because the back feathers go over the wings just like these chest feathers do. It's kind of the same thing. It's pretty neat actually how they're designed. realistically, I'm just looking. See, like I can do the toes, or I can let the toes go. It's kind of, I'm not really sure if what I want to do there. You know, of course, it makes it a little harder if you actually do them. But people would understand sitting in the circumstances that you can't see them too. So, you know, I think we're going to call it. He's ready for some sanding. You know, I'd say that's where he's at. And he's got to be burnt and sanded. So I got some signs I need to make for Bigfoot and a bear I got over here. And I thought, what the heck? We'll go ahead and do these next. These over here should be all right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, so I got these two to cut out. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. See what we got. All right, what's going on with the monkeys? Perry? Well, you know, guys, glad to see you in there. Perry the Carving Wizard. Be sure to check him out. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. Heck yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let me take these off for a second and get a little break in let the heat come out of my head. You know what I mean? That's the downside of the headphones, you know. But yeah, I just, you know, you see a lot of stuff on there. I mean, there's a ton of fake stuff, all kinds of fake stuff. And I don't understand why people, well, I mean, I do. You know, it's just people are fools and they'll watch that crap. I don't know why there's so much, you know, just clearly nonsense stuff that, you know, you find on YouTube. But apparently, old Slick Willie being on Epstein Island, that ain't one of them. You know, apparently he was there. I mean, you know, nobody knows. You know, a picture just says you were there, you know what I mean? But you don't exactly have the best MO either, you know. And, you know, of course, we see the president guy. Remember, I'm trying to avoid names. See the president guy in these pictures with that couple, and, you know, then some obviously Photoshop stuff, you know, with some young women and things like that. And I'm not saying he's above it either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to defend him, but it's just some of this stuff is clearly bullcrap, you know, and it just blows your mind that, for one, people think that people are going to be entertained by that, and by number two, that people are entertained by that. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I know enough to know that I don't know, and I'm glad. I'm glad it's your problem, not mine. I got nothing invested in these fools. How about that? There we go. Let's see if we can get that. That should be pretty good. But anyway, let me stop and say hi to you guys. See what you got. Let my head cool off a little bit more. I like that, monkey. Heck yeah. Hey, Tim, what's going on, Tim List? Heck yeah. Signs everywhere. Signs. Yeah, no doubt, buddy. Heck yeah. All right. Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to shut your box no more on stickers. That's pretty cool, monkey. Heck yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these. How long have we been on here? 57 minutes, not even an hour, and we cranked that out like that? Wow. And I had to do the bottom on this bird. You know, of course, we'll clean him up pretty good. Probably next week or something like that. There's a crack, just a natural crack running through this tree right there. And same thing with the Bigfoot I did the other day. And I just put it to the bottom. You know, it's nobody, you know, it's not going to crack. It's not going to grow, especially if this being an inside piece like that. And it's a one-sided piece anyway. It's made to look three-dimensional, but it's really not. Yeah. Okay. So let's do some Arlo Guthrie. Let's make some signs everywhere, like John said. Blocking the scenery. Yeah, okay. I'll start with the welcome because I don't really feel that way. And we'll go with the go away because that's more accurate rendition. And, you know, I mean, I don't know. The truth is, these little angles is just a little harder. So I'm going to do that first. it for that one. Yeah, I kind of got a little too carried away here, but like over here, I don't have that much room to work with anyway, so it's kind of, it just is what it is, you know. But they'll need burnt, painted, and all that. I'm gonna leave them hanging while I burn them. And actually, I need to go in. The other day, I never got a lighter, so I got all kinds of stuff out here that needs burnt. It's just, you know, whatever. That's just me. I can cut this block out, but it's not necessarily necessary. I think I'm going to do it. think it looks better if you do. So that is what it is. Yeah. Huh, I thought I heard a horn beeping, but I had these on, so how could I hear anything, right? that would be a pretty good question. I don't know. Okay, hey, I'm gonna run in and get a lighter real quick because I want to burn these and burn that bird. Let's see what we got here. Inside of Brilliant. Okay, I was reading. It's a reform school. Okay, yeah. I don't want to go there. Heck yeah. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Hey, we need to fix that real quick. That was one that got mentioned the other day that I never got to fix yet. Let's make Matt a moderator. Okay, Matt. Should be blue now. Should have been blue a long time ago. It's just my undersight that I didn't get that done. Okay, I'm gonna run and grab a lighter real quick because I got a lot of burning out here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 pieces that need burned. I shall return with the coke in hand. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. All right, I made it back. Sadly. Okay. Can't believe there's people here. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna carve tomorrow too. Tomorrow's gonna be a work day. In the morning, I'm gonna carve, and then when creation dust comes on, I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna do finish work out here so that I can listen. Cause I got a lot to do. I got stuff that we got a little show on Saturday, and so I got a lot of stuff to do to get that stuff ready. Man, I got that hose far away. I got plenty of things that need done. go any further with them. I'll put these headphones out of the way. Yeah, another thing on YouTube. I'm flipping through YouTube and I see these women slapboxing each other. I just, I don't know. I don't get it. You know what I mean? If that's your thing, watching one chick slap another chick, see if they can knock each other out, so be it. But I'm just looking at it, I'm like, why don't they punch each other? It doesn't make any sense. Let's see who can slap who. I'm not promoting violence, don't get me wrong. It's just the opposite. I don't get it. I don't know why they have slapping competitions. Doesn't, whatever. That thing that, if a man did it to him, they'd call the cops. He'd go to prison for a couple of years. You know what I mean? But then they have competitions where they slap each other. And I don't know. I was trying to keep it clean. I don't like using foul language ever. But I could only think of a word that went right before slap. And you heard back in high school, and that come to mind, and like, man, I don't know, don't resonate with me. I can tell you that. I'm sure somebody likes to watch two women slap each other one at a time. And then for context, what this is a competition where one stands there and the other one slaps her. And she has time to recover, and then she slaps the other one, and it's like the best of three. And I'm like, this is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But apparently it must have a market, I guess. I don't know. YouTube's full of all kinds of dumb stuff. They'll probably get mad at me for saying that, You're offensive to the slapper community. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll go with that. Does that sound all right? I'll be offensive to the slapper community. Okay. Which is a big good thing, because then little people feel like I finally left them alone. No, I'm just kidding about it. I didn't say that. Lord, I apologize. Ain't that what what's his name I used to say, right? I don't know. The fat guy, Larry the Cable Guy. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Let's burn this dude next. And hey, we got up to 90. Not too bad for an afternoon. This is not normal time for me to do this, so I'll take what I can get. But I'm off work the rest of the year. Kinda. I'm still having to So there's that one. Let me set this down. I gotta take that off. And now you're wondering why I'm burning him when he's not done. It burns off all the pieces. A lot of pieces you wouldn't have to sand, and it just makes it sand better. Makes it clean up a lot better if you do that ahead of time. So, and I like to be prepared. Not really. I'm just lying. Well, I'm not lying to you, but I'm lying to you. said no fat guy ever when a pizza was involved, right? Okay. Hey, don't call me fat. Put up with that. Alright, set this dude over here to dry out a little bit. And I never have finished the bear and the raccoon hiking buddies. Someday. Someday. Somewhere over the rainbow. I don't think so. Okay. I'll tell you what, the bluebirds fly, right? Well, if that's the case, it's here because we get a lot of bluebirds. I don't know. I didn't even know what an eastern bluebird was till I moved here. So what do you guys think of that guy? I think it's pretty ugly. I think if his mom looked like that too, I mean, you know, it's not good. It wasn't a good gene pool. I don't know. Not the best looking guy, is he? Take a drink of this steak real quick. Everybody needs a little sugar and caffeine. Okay. What did you do, liar? I don't really need the gloves. I think he's cool looking. What do you guys think? Is he all right? Heck yeah. Okay. Hey, 91. Just because a Bigfoot showed up. All right. We got Bigfoot. You got to like. What do you think of that? Now somebody come by and wonder, man, what's that supposed to be, a Bigfoot? No, it's a little foot. Know your role. You learned something. All right. We've all grown here. same thing. Why is that guy torturing that little person? I don't know. I'm a jerk. I guess. I don't know. Gotta put this over here. Jiminy fatso. Man, he's heavy. All right, let's do the snowman next. I got an eagle. The eagle hadn't been burned either, so I got to do the eagle too. But we'll do the snowman. I haven't made the arms for him, and actually, I'll probably burn in some things. But he needs sanded and all that stuff anyway, so I might as well. All right, give him a little burn. It makes him easy to sand. He's looking cute. I like him. Buried by Father Me, the snowman. Snowman! Now he's going to look awful for a while. It just makes him sound easy. So I never relief cut him, and that's Scott's, and Scott's cracks pretty daggone bad. So let me do that real fast. Go ahead and relief cut him. I might have to re-burn, well, burn the relief cut. But. Oh, come on, be nice to me. It really wasn't flaking, nothing like that, so I'll leave it like it is till I sand it. Set him over here, try to get to that eagle. This guy's going to get done tomorrow or the next day. Actually, all these pieces here are going to get done tomorrow or the next day. Everything but the snowman and the bear, or the snowman and the bear and the well, I don't know about the heron either. I don't know if I get him done. But we got to get this eagle done too. He's been sitting long enough. I think so. At least I think so. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's kind of a toucan eagle. I don't know. Not too bad. Heck yeah. Okay. Am I way off on the comments? I think so. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, it says I'm way off. I was way off. Yeah. Heck yeah. Hey, Miss Francis. What's going on? Glad to see you. All right. Okay. There we go. All right, let's do it. Get the gas going. Get the gas going. don't know. He'll probably be the last piece I try to finish. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to make it. Because he's got all the wing detail, full line set, eyes and all that. After all this other stuff. I don't know. I might make it. But it's hard to say. You just never know. Okay, let's swing this baby around a little bit. And so you kind of get an idea of what we've done today. You know, clean up, burn the eagle. I'll sand these signs off. Maybe tomorrow we'll go ahead and sand those. Get that cleaned up. And like I said, I'm going to carve in the morning, I think. And the heron we can do, he needs a lot of detail, sanding and things like that. But it came out pretty good. I'm pretty daggone happy with him. Man, we're 2 likes short. 2 likes short of 100. It'd sure be nice if we could get 2 more likes. That would really be nice. And not take the 2 likes away. How about that? Oh, yeah. That would definitely be cool. Well, there's one. Hey, Michael, appreciate the gift. Heck yeah, Michael, baby kisses. I wouldn't be surprised if Perry threw some of them rubies in there. Heck yeah, 101. Got a nice room full of crap on here that needs finished. And the trailer's on down there. It's plumb full. Heck yeah. Hey, I appreciate the rubies. Hey, I appreciate that, Michael. Heck yeah, that's really nice. And yeah, Perry, Eagle. He needs a lot of work though to get him finished. And I got some little pieces sitting up there on the shelf too. But anyway, I'll try to get all this finished tomorrow and Thursday so that I can clear coat Thursday. At least that's the plan. But that's what I got. Yeah, the trailer's full. It's I mean, I can squeeze more stuff in it, but actually I'll have to rearrange it because I went and picked things out of it that I had to sell. So that's just life. And then also, I had a picture of a couple ducks sitting on here this morning, but I just didn't think anybody'd want to see it. I don't know why I don't prep this. Well, I do know why I don't prep this, and that's because it's extremely heavy, and I'm not ready to tote it around anywhere. I'll save it for next summer, and we won't have any problem selling it. But I don't know if you guys remember that tree I was cutting up on the other day, or talking about I was cutting up on. But anyway, I got all this processed this morning. Pretty good stack out here. And then the rest of that tree, here's a bunch of junk that was the top out of that tree and some other junk that I got to get out of the way because I want to be able to back up in here. And this is actually my neighbor's property, but be able to back up in here and get he don't care, get wood from this side if I want to. But anyway, the left over that tree, I'm going to give to another guy. I don't know. It's probably 15 foot laying over there. And then there's another one up here. And that tree is an old maple that fell over. And that piece that's on the ground, you can't tell it from here, but it's probably about 50 feet. And my goal is I'm going to take the side-by-side, hook a strap and a chain to it, go up there and buck off any pieces that might cause it not to slip and slide down the hill. And then I'm going to drag that dude right here by the wood pile. Whoa, I tripped over that rock. Man, anyway, that's got my wood splitter right here. Everything's right here. I'm going to try to drag that log right down through here and process it where even if it's up there, you know, still halfway up that hill, I can cut it and roll the pieces down here, you know. Oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I got a lot of junk up here I want to clean out, get rid of the stuff. And just moving my firewood so I can get rid of all that stuff over there. We'll go through all that pile that's over there yet this winter. So all my wood will end up over here. Kind of is what it is. But anyway, that's what I got. Appreciate y'all listening to me rattle. You know, try to do a little bit of extra stuff. Probably might cut some wood tomorrow too. I don't know. That's a pretty big feat to try to pull that tree. That's actually pretty steep. It might be hard to see that, but it is pretty steep. So I got to back up as far as I can possibly get that side by side. Hook a strap and a chain because I won't be able to get close enough with just a strap. Because that piece that's dangling, I got to go way past that to get a good grip on it and it not break off. And hopefully I can drag that whole 50 feet or whatever right down here, right there behind the pile. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see how it works out. But you know, well, you're off on vacation. You're always working. It's just the way it is. Anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. Hey, it's 4 o'clock. I'll be daggone. And we ended up with 104. Oh, yeah. I try baby kisses, but here lately I've been kind of just not want to hit it that hard. I told the boss lady I just don't feel like working at all, not even carving. I need a break from working, period. And that's kind of a problem. I just That's not who I am. So that makes it even harder. I did go fishing yesterday, all day. Caught 2 fish. Probably should have came in here and worked, right? All right. Well, hey, yeah, no doubt, Michael. Yeah. Hey, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Come back when you can stay later, ya schmucks.